In the British Parliament, the first hurdle for a bill to override parts of the post-Brexit trade deal that Boris Johnson signed with the European Union. In it, the Northern Ireland Protocol, which guarantees goods and people can travel between the two Irelands as stipulated in the 1998 Good Friday agreements that ended decades of civil war there. At the G7 summit, Boris Johnson downplaying the size of the impasse with Brussels.
You've got barriers, unnecessary barriers to trade from Great Britain to Northern Ireland. All we are saying is that you can get rid of those whilst not in any way endangering the EU single market.
Sure, and how soon? How soon will that happen?
I think we can do it fairly rapidly, but obviously what would be...
This year?
What would be even better, yes, I think we could do it very fast.
Well, he was a top advisor to then Prime Minister Tony Blair when those Good Friday agreements were fleshed out. Journalist and author Alastair Campbell, thank you for speaking with us here on France 24. Your reaction to the words you just heard from Boris Johnson, does this bill blow up the Good Friday agreement, or is it just all part of a bargaining game here?
Well, all Boris Johnson does is play games, but this particular game is in danger of undermining one of the most important things that has happened in recent United Kingdom history, which is the Good Friday Agreement, the peace process that has always been fragile, but has pretty much held together. And what you heard Boris Johnson saying there was a pack of lies. He's told a pack of lies to get Brexit in the first place. He told a pack of lies about the deal, and now we're in the mess that we're in. So, and you've got there a Prime Minister who's broken domestic law in relation to COVID lockdown, and he's also breaking international law in relation to, frankly, tearing up a treaty that he signed. So, look, I don't believe a word the guy he says. I think he's a compulsive liar. I think he's a crook, and so he's on this. He's playing with fire. There are many reasons why I despise this government, but the cavalier way that they handle Northern Ireland is right at the top of the list for me.
Yet right now, the reaction both from Brussels and from Dublin is muted. They're expressing disappointment, but they aren't raising huge alarm bells yet. How do you explain that?
Because they're grown-ups, and they're trying to manage this in a way that keeps the thing hopefully moving in the right direction. Look, I speak to a lot of people in the Republic of Ireland. They're absolutely furious with the way that Boris Johnson has conducted himself. They're absolutely furious with the way that the British government treats it. But they're diplomats, and they're just much more professional at what they're doing. So I think that explains the way they're handling it to me. I believe that what Boris Johnson's doing is both irresponsible and dangerous. And also be under no illusion that the only thing that really motivates him at the moment is his own survival. He's doing this because it's partly what the right wing of his party wants, and it's the right wing of his party that's sort of vaguely keeping him on life support.
The Irish Times reporting that the number of British citizens applying for Irish nationality has exploded, up from 54 the year before Brexit to nearly 1,200 last year. Alastair Campbell, yeah, we've seen that. We've seen how trade with the continent is being thwarted in a lot of cases because of red tape already. But is it just down to Brexit? I mean, we are right now. We have war in Europe at the moment. Are all that ails because of Brexit?
Not all of them. You've got a situation where I actually think that a lot of the problems that the UK is having at the moment are down to a decade of austerity. I think COVID has obviously had a big impact on countries around the world, and the war in Ukraine has definitely had an impact on prices of fuel and all the impact of that on food, etc. So it's not just about Brexit, but what you have is a government that is refusing even to acknowledge that Brexit might be part of the problem. And you have to understand about Brexit, what it represents. It's the first time in history that a country has chosen willfully to make itself poorer and to put sanctions on itself and to limit its own trading options around the world. And I think it's an act of economic, political and diplomatic self-harm, and I think it's continuing. And the figures about people applying for Irish citizenship, I have to tell you, if I had 0.1% of Irish blood that I could find, I'd be applying for one as well, because I think that, for all that people think that we're taking back control by leaving the European Union, the fact is that we've lost an awful lot. And I would frankly give anything for a European passport if I could have one back.
Alastair Campbell, many thanks for speaking with us live here on
Thank
France
you. Bye-bye.
24.